Hi everyone, I'm Matt LaMarsh with Keller Williams First Atlanta, and this is Selling Sandy Springs. So let's start out with who you guys are and what you guys do.
I'm Kate Hallway of Three Sisters Catering.
And I'm sister number 3, Molly.
Perfect. So obviously catering. Tell us a little more about that. What does that mean? Because you can take that a lot of different directions. So what's the perfect event for you guys? What's your wheelhouse, so to speak?
We're full service caterers.
Okay.
So we have a big production kitchen. We have a warehouse with equipment, and we literally load trucks and bring the party to our client's venue, whether it's home, a brewery, a private event space, in a park, in a garage, in an office lobby. You know, wherever the event goes, we bring it.
Have party, will travel.
Yeah.
Is that the motto here?
Should be.
Should be.
Very good. So how did all this start? Like where did the name come from? Where did the idea for the business? I mean, have you guys always been in the service and hospitality arena, or how did this all happen?
I think we've both been in it probably
35 plus years.
almost 35 plus years in off-premise catering.
Mm-hmm.
We are actually in our 10th year.
Here.
Just started our 10th year of business, and we've both worked for other companies in the Atlanta area. Kate was in Florida for a while, and one day we just kind of decided, I think we wanted to do our own thing and build our own company how we wanted it to be, and we have done that. So the Three Sisters started out because we are sisters. There was another sister, but she moved to Cincinnati and wanted to get out of the business. So now we're down to 2.
But you kept the name.
But we kept the name.
Good.
It's too late to change it at that point.
And what we lack in sister, we bring up in love.
True that. True that.
Very good, very good. Well, and I'll show a little more about the kitchen and stuff, kind of in where you were talking about it and stuff. But I think it's a really cool space here with all of your testimonials, right?
Yeah,
and
for
your
sure.
recommendations, kind of all over the walls. We see behind you, but again, I'll kind of pan around and show some of that.
Yeah.
Which is very cool, I think, because not only is it a visual representation of the last 10 years, but for you guys to walk in and see the love, the support, the community that you've built, right? Talk a little bit about that and what your clients, feel like after an event with you guys.
I'm going to touch on that. I do a lot of the weddings, and weddings are very personal. And it's funny, they come in as strangers and they leave as friends.
Yeah.
And we have a 5+ rating because of what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And what do? We do what is necessary. It could be 1,000,001 things, but we're there from the start to the finish.
Mm-hmm.
We have simple rules to live by, and that is, we show up, we do our job, we see nothing, we say nothing. We're there to work and make people's dreams the best they can be.
Absolutely.
And you've got 5 hours to make it right, and there's no room for error.
Right.
So we show up and we chuckle and laugh along the way. But what we do more than anything, I think, is our service. I think our service is superior.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody here that works here has been here a long time. And it's because of the way Molly and I have built this business, because, we want people to be empowered. We want them to feel like they have a voice. We want them to know they matter.
Mm-hmm.
And, I guarantee if you give people a reason to stay, they won't leave.
Yeah.
And, this is a home for a lot of people. And, I speak for Molly and I, that every day I walk in this door, I'm forever grateful for the journey.
100%.
Yeah.
And seeing these walls, make us grateful,
Yeah.
but also seeing the people in here, in our building, that have become our family, make us grateful.
Yeah.
And this one, Kate, our clients absolutely love her. I mean, like, she is so popular with her customers. And I always tell her that I'm so jealous because she's so popular and cool. But, I'm grateful for her because, God, she just connects like nobody else. And, on another thing about, I think, why we do this and why we love it is we, most of the time, choose people over profits. And that's, too, why people stay with us.
Yeah.
Because what Kate said, not only are they staff, employees, whatever you want to call them, at the end of the day, they're like our family.
Yeah. Well, and especially if they're starting off a relationship, right, with a marriage and a wedding, there's probably going to be other opportunities, whether it's babies.
Always.
Right?
Always.
So that's a great way to start.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a great way to start the relationship.
Get it from the start.
Yeah, absolutely. So talk a little more about, like, what other types of events you guys do. I mean, if someone's watching this and is like, well, I don't know, can they do a breakfast thing for my office? Can they do a dinner thing for my holiday party? I mean, and I don't want to touch on every little thing, but
Sure.
what's like a perfect type size event for you guys, and what do you love to do?
We feed people, and that is the bottom line.
Yeah.
We do a ton of corporate business. That can be breakfast, lunch, cocktail parties, whether it's our catering to go, where we deliver the food to our customer, but they don't want the full service package.
Sure.
But we do a ton of weddings, bar and bat mitzvahs, private in-home parties, happy hours in a client's office, whatever. And we really are big on customizing our menu based on our client's vision and their budget.
Gotcha.
So it can be, anything from a drop-off to your home or office on up to a full-service wedding, bar and bat mitzvah, kiddush, whatever we feed people.
Or the whole weekend.
Or the whole weekend.
The whole weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, when you say, what's the perfect party? Any party's perfect. I think of it as, it's for the person having it, it's probably the biggest thing they're going to ever do. And it doesn't matter how big or how small it is it's very personal.
Sure.
And that's what I like about us is
we get personal with them.
we get personal with them. I say this 100 times. You come in as a stranger and you leave as a friend. And, that is making your mark in the world.
Right. Well, and you mentioned the 5 hours, right, of the actual event,
Yes.
right? The preparation that goes on. But, I mean, you're talking weeks and potentially months before that event,
100%.
Yeah.
So there's a lot.
The 5 hours is normally
The party.
The party
Yeah.
time, 4 to 5 hours. But, yeah, I mean, we're working months ahead.
Yep.
We're into 2021.
Wow.
And people call, and let's say you get a bride that has just gotten engaged. Congratulations, everybody. And they call and they say, we're interested in you. So what they do is they call or they send us an inquiry. And what we do is we call and introduce ourselves and say, congratulations, we'd love to help you. And then we send out our menus and we say, follow up with us and we'll be delighted to put a proposal together for you. So that's usually a year to 9 months in advance. And, in between then you're talking, you're helping them find people, you're meeting to wrap everything up, and you're really not on our radar full time till you're
tasting,
till you have a tasting, and then what happens is the month of the wedding you start becoming on our radar.
Sure.
because then we're getting staffing ready. We're talking about parties and food, and I mean the week of, you're big time. I mean, you're on our radar big time because we're shoring everything
Full
up.
production mode.
Food is being bought, and it can last a year and a half.
Sure.
And we've had some people call and say, Mary died last week, can you help us tomorrow? And we do that too.
Sure.
And the day of the event, the kitchen's usually in here early in the morning, and if the party's leaving at 2, you've got a staff that comes in and gets it. We load, go unload, set it up, and it's a 14 to 16 hour day when all is said and done.
Sure.
So 5 hours is the party time, but there's
just the tip of the iceberg.
It's the tip. It's what the people see.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, and that's probably all they can appreciate at the moment. But I'm hoping that by you guys talking about it too, there is a ton of preparation. You're talking about perishable stuff, first of all,
Sure.
right? And stuff that can only last for so long.
Sure.
But then the months and hours and days and time that goes into it, and energy, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to sell a job, but then it's a whole other to go
To produce
execute.
it. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Very good. Very good. All right, so we're adding to the party here, obviously. Introduce yourself.
Hello.
Tell us who you are and what you do.
My name is Katie Rosenberg, and I do sales here. Basically, that's what I do.
Perfect.
So I go and meet with people and different planners and venues and business people in the community and spread the love.
Perfect. Very good. Well, we heard all about the menu of services that you got. Anything from tomorrow to a year and tomorrow.
Right.
Right.
And all the different types of events and stuff. If someone's watching this and is like, you know what, I got an event coming up next month or next year or whenever, and they want to get ahead of the curve, they want to start planning it, what's the best way for them to reach out, touch base, maybe get an estimate or an inquiry answered for what you guys can do for them?
The best way is to go to our website. It's a great starting point. We have a lot of different menus on our website that they can look and see which one fits them the best. But we also do a lot of custom also. So if they go to the website and fill out one of the inquiries, we'll get it.
Perfect.
I think that's the best way.
Very good. So talk a little more about your value proposition as far as the culinary influence, as well as your kind of process when you meet with people that want to do events with you guys.
Well, I think, tagging on to what Katie said, every event is different. And what Kate said, every event is personal. Your vision might not be our vision. So it's so important that we know your vision before we as caterers can put together a proposal that's going to work for our customer. And, I think that that's a lot of times why people, go to contract with us, because there's that feeling like, gosh, they really care about my party, and they've gone a little bit deeper than just sending me out some sample menus, here, pick, and we'll do a proposal for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that's super important, and I think that's very value added with us as a smaller company, because we can, dig a little deeper and get to know you and your vision.
And I'm going to chime in just one thing. And I think a big thing with us is, when you call us, you get an owner. You get somebody that has spent a lot of time and energy invested in this business. And we got here because we care.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't take any more to do it right than it does to do it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And like Molly said, sometimes it's not about the bottom line. Sometimes it's about meeting somebody where they are
Mm-hmm.
and making them feel safe and secure and know that you care and that you'll be there till the end.
Yep.
And see it through.
Yeah.
And if hell burns, they'll never know
Mm-hmm.
because you got it covered.
Yep.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I love that.
All right.
She's right.
What else? Anything else?
We're just grateful.
Blessed.
Yeah.
Good. I love that.